king, bow to me. That's more of a heel thing. So this whole tournament should be filled with just heels. Because that's what it makes most sense for, to have a heel win.
So
So they
we
can shove
also
it down your
had
throat.
a moment of bliss. I'm gonna spare you guys the footage of that. I won't show that. We had a moment of bliss, and Charlotte was the special guest, and of course she's hyping up her victory over Trish Stratus, taking that she took the reins from Trish Stratus, and you know basically saying that she's basically the legend of this era, kind of just hyping herself up. And guess what, everybody? Charlotte gets another title shot. Surprisingly, right? Charlotte in
No.
another title feud. Looks like her and Bayley will be facing each other at Clash of the Champions because Bayley and her kind of got an altercation tonight.
And where is Clash of the Champions?
It's in Charlotte. So, yeah, it's going to be in basically Charlotte's backyard. What did you
Her
think?
name.
What did you think of the Moment of Bliss segment and your thoughts on Charlotte and Bayley once again?
I'm not really into it. It's weird because all four of the horsewomen are facing each other for a title shot, which is strange. But it was really strange is that when Bayley pushed Charlotte out of the chair, like it was unexpected, and she almost hit the table, I think. But yeah, that was kind of really weird. But yeah,
When all
hey,
else
it's just
fails,
strange
Bayley's
that
going to
all
show
four of
up.
them, they're not building up any other women.
They're not. And
I think this.
I saw your comment about this, where you were kind of upset that we're getting the big time women, Charlotte, Sasha, the four horsewomen. They're all title shots, and that they couldn't really build up anyone. And granted, they did throw in Ember Moon last month against Bayley, right? We're just gonna throw that as that we have seen some new stuff, but it seems like WWE always goes back with what works instead of being a little bit risque with things, because if you wanted to really build something new, you could add someone new to the fold to face a Becky Lynch or even a Bayley. Nobody really. I think most people are tired of, unless you're a big fan of Charlotte, you don't really want to see Charlotte and Bayley because we've seen it before. It seems like Charlotte gets a title shot every fucking month. She gets a title shot for the women's title. There's not very many other women that they could have thrown into the mix. The only one would be Baszler, and I don't think she's moving now with the whole move to the USA Network. Who else could they have thrown in there? I don't see any
Yeah, yeah, but
logical
they've also.
women right now
Go ahead.
to have thrown into the mix. You have Nikki Cross is teaming with Alexa Bliss, they're champs. Dana Brooke, even you don't feel like she's a credible challenger for the title. Ember Moon's already had a title shot. The Iconics are a tag team. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are a tag team. Kairi Sane and Asuka, they're a tag team. They haven't really built them up as single stars in a while, so
Yep.
they don't really have a valid, gripe at being a title contender. There's no one on that women's roster that I don't even. No one deserves a title shot, honestly, other than maybe I guess Sasha, but
For
it's
Instagramming? Well, then everyone should Instagram for 4 months to get a
it's
title shot.
just it's just
But my thing is, they haven't done. Look, all the WE gets in this little the trend they like to do, where they like to just repeat the same rivalries over and over. And maybe you can say Sasha and Becky hasn't really had a huge rivalry, but
no.
it's still the four. They're just building on the four of them, and that's it. Becky wasn't made into a star because they decided they wanted to push her. Now it was because by accident that this whole thing happened with Becky. And it's like they haven't done a good job of building up any new stars. Because they haven't given these other women any chances unless you're a Flair, Becky, Bayley, or now Sasha. You're not going to get a push on SmackDown or Raw.
Mm-mm.
And that's bad because they haven't built up any of these women either and given them opportunities to do anything. So if you don't give them time to build up the division and build up these Dana Brookses or whoever else is there, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Lacey Evans got a shot a few months ago or whatever it was. And it's just like they haven't done a good enough job of building these women up. And so
Liv
say
Morgan
that,
makes sense. You could have built you could have built Liv Morgan up. You could have built well, Ruby Riott is injured, and then I think she just had another surgery too, so she's going to be out even longer. Nia Jax is
right?
injured. You know, it's just like with the men. You know, they only built up a certain amount of stars, and now when shit hit the fan with Roman Reigns, they were fucked. You know, and the same thing with the women. If any of these women get hurt, or even if fucking God forbid, knock on wood, all four of them some go down with an injury, they're fucked. They would probably shoot Baszler up right away, I would think. They are
So let's
fucked.
be real.
They have women there.
Yeah,
Like they have women. They have
Yeah,
Asuka.
they do.
They have Kairi Sane.
Yep.
They have Ember Moon. They have who else could we throw? Sonya Deville, who a lot of people like. They have women that they could use, but they haven't built him up. So it's just like, God fucking sakes. It's the same shit.
I mean, I think we all figured that the reason Bayley won the Money in the Bank and won the title is because Sasha was crying at home on Instagram. That's the only reason Bayley won the title. I think a lot of us see.
Can we calm down with the Sasha comments? Because she looks so beautiful on Monday night. I don't think she's
okay. Yeah, she does. She looks fine. Okay, but I'm just saying. Can we all agree? Do you think that's wrong? That the reason Bayley got that push in this run as champion is because Sasha wasn't there?
I'm sure that has something to do with it, but I don't know if that's.
Did you think Bayley was going to win Money in the Bank and then go on to cash it in and win it? I didn't.
No,
honestly, I didn't think that was going to happen at all.
I do think she's paid her dues and that she deserves this.
Yeah, I agree. So, I agree with you. She does.
I would say some of
but I think the only reason it happens is because of Sasha. Because Sasha wasn't there. I think Sasha would have been the one winning the title and going to SmackDown and be doing all that instead of Bayley.
At least, I mean, they tried with Bocce Evans, and that felt big time. And I remember I was one of them. I was starting to dig the Lacey Evans character. It's just she's just too stale right now. She's not good. They pushed her to the limelight way too fast, to where she was not ready, and you could tell really bad that she was not ready for that limelight quite yet.